What's up, YouTube? I would say good morning. It's really early here in the Midwest. I think it's basically almost like 11 o'clock or something. And again, I'm having problems with my nose, right? And it always happens when I'm trying to upload a video. But I always say I haven't broken that habit since I was a kid. This video is basically an update on my wellness story and just some things that I'm become kind of frustrated with as a woman. I was laying in my bed and I just felt the urge again to, as a woman, to fit into that mold, to fit into that typical mold of what it is to be an attractive woman. I'm a voluptuous woman, so I've already broken the mold, and I'm not really concerned about the mold, but I'm concerned because of those innate feelings that we have to achieve a certain intangible aesthetic, the emaciated female is just the ideal for us to try to achieve, and it's not. It's not, because here's my take on things. That just because a woman is thin doesn't mean that she has a great body. It doesn't mean that she's in perfect health. It just does not mean that. My daughter, who is perfect and beautiful, she wishes that she was bigger. I don't. And I'm going to do everything within my power to make sure she doesn't get there, because I understand what young girls are going through. Like, fully figured young girls are all the rage now. They are not on the runways. They never have been on the runways. Fashion has had its own criteria since its beginning, since its inception. And I would say the shows, not fashion itself. In the world of sexuality, in the world of what is popular, fully figured women are just in demand, and she feels that pull. And I want to reassure her that, okay, now once that fad is over, and once that is no longer considered attractive, because somebody's going to come along and change the game. They just are. It always happens. Twiggy came along and changed the game. She changed the game for Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was all the rage. Women could they could appreciate being a size 12. A size 12. I can't wait to be size 12 is a good size. Hold on. I gotta drink my morning libations. Size 12 is ideal. And she changed the game, but then came along Twiggy. She was thin. She was naturally thin, no, but she had those big eyes. And she just changed the game. And another person that came along and changed the game as far as 70s waifs. I have a whole board on Pinterest, y'all, where I just... I basically have pictures by Richard Avedon. You guys probably don't know who he is. I don't know if he still is. If he was a high fashion photographer in the 60s, and he photographed some of the most beautiful women. And I was watching his page, and I kind of noticed his page, and I was like, wow, he really does capture the aesthetic of a certain type of female, and it's just beautiful. Let me see if I can pull it up. And just all of okay, photography it's one of my boards. My goodness. And hold on. I'm gonna search Richard. I'm gonna search Richard Avedon, because he really did capture Richard Avedon. And I hope that, okay, because he was basically doing a lot of pictures like this, like a female interaction, and he was truly the first one of the first photographers to really capture the female aesthetic and all that it is. Like, here's a beautiful picture that he did of Marilyn Monroe. And I mean, she was a size 12 and she was considered full figured. And then came along Twiggy. And she, and she basically changed the game and how, the feminine mystique was captured. Another person, I need to remember her name. Oh my goodness. I can't though. What is your name, girl? I forgot. Jean Shrimpton. She was another really beautiful woman who captured that really thin aesthetic. And I mean, and basically changing the game from those old Hollywood days where women were svelte and beautiful and very, women wiggled. I guess that's what men described it as, is that women who wiggled. And now it has changed nowadays to really, really voluptuous, fully figured women. But it's just a fad because somebody's going to come along and change the game. I just know it, and I'm waiting for it, because, it is just because women's beauty is very eclectic. It's varied. It's different. And last night I was just, last night I was just really, really anxious because I want to take the time to really enjoy my journey of weight loss. I mean, I've been counting and I've been counting my calories. I've been stepping on the scale, and I seem to go up at least, 2 to 3 pounds in a day. And I realize that's because the body is a living organism. It is not a statue. It is not something that's in a state of stasia. Like it is not inert. It is not a stone. It's a living organism that breathes and it fluctuates and it has a flow to it. And Sony. Okay. I'm watching the news the same time I'm doing this video, but and I know it's rude, and that's why I say but I'm still in that mindset where I'm still in that mindset where I'm just anxious about uploading videos and talking videos because I love doing the shorts. Those 60-second shorts are just awesome and they just work, and this is and I started by my channel with making full length videos, and they're just now starting to get views. So I mean, I'm glad of that, and I'm glad I was saying something interesting, and I'm glad that I was saying something of substance, and it was just something my YouTube endeavor, I think, is different than other people's. This is more heartfelt for me. It's more personal. It's more serious. And I just enjoy having the opportunity to share a lot of what I was going through with my weight loss and my wellness, because my health came first, especially during the pandemic. There is nothing that will scare you most than knowing that that the quality of air that we breathe, the basic quality of air that we breathe, has been compromised, that food has been compromised, that our living situation has been compromised. And I think that, I don't know if everybody else felt the panic that I did. I mean, I started to distrust everything. I would go into the store and pick up something, and something would say, oh, it's contaminated. That's how bad my fear was. And I would put it back until I touched something. I mean, it was so bad. It was absolutely terrible what I was going through. And basically, since the pandemic, I just have learned to calm down and accept. First of all, I've been vaccinated because I trust my health professionals. I don't have a moral or ethical issue with vaccines. I don't think that autism is brought about by vaccines. I think that autism is a genetic issue. I think that it is a good genetic issue, is that you have to find educators who can work the kinks out in young people's minds that allow them to flourish. Because during my time when I was younger, I was considered psychotic because I couldn't learn how to read. I mean, it's different when you can't read, but when you can't learn how to read, that's when you really feel it. That's when you really understand what some of our young people are going through. And right now, I don't know of, the funding for it was huge, because a lot of kids who were my age that were going through the same thing. It was autism was not as broad as it is right now. It was more of a developmental issue. It was more of a learning issue. And if a lot of professionals really do understand what the mind, what developmental and behavioral issues are, they would realize that they can work out those kinks if you catch it. If you care to understand. And one of the things that I've noticed about myself and that I have to accept is that I have a lot of issues with my perception, sensorial, emotional, and I have to come to terms with things slowly, and I have to come to things with a growing reassurance, and that's a lot. You all have no idea, but it's a lot. I'm a very intrinsically motivated person. Receiving awards is key for me. That's another thing that was determined when I was younger, is that I love those gold stars. If you put a 98 on there and an A, I'd be like, okay, whatever. That's just like hers. But when our educators moved to that reward system, like if you got a B, you got a blue, green, or yellow star. But if you got that A, if you scored in that 90th percentile, you got like 3 gold stars, man. And I was like, yes. And I would love how heavy my paper was on the left side where you got those stars, because that means that I had a good week, and I kept all of them. And just the weight of it, just for me, the feeling of that aesthetic was enough reward for me to keep me motivated to keep learning how to read, to learn how to do math and science and things like that. And I just enjoyed it. And one of the things that I'm doing right now that you would not believe is that for me, wellness and weight loss is stepping outside of the box. It really is. Because I am of that matter-of-factual mindset where you eat right, you exercise, you lose weight. Well, then I realized that some people who committed themselves to physical fitness experience things like muscle atrophy. A lot of people were dropping dead. Healthy, beautiful people dropping dead of some mysterious illness because they exercised too much, and they did not know to take that time to really invest in themselves. And I mean, invest in yourself. And I'm not talking about becoming a hypochondriac from going to the doctor. But I'm saying investing in yourself, how you feel, determining what motivates you, and determining whether it was healthy for you or not. Because during my journey, I picked up drugs. But one of the things about me and drugs is that drugs don't have the effect on me like they have on everybody else. I got bored with it. To make a long story short, I get bored with it because it interrupts my natural process. And that just is what it is. It interrupts my natural process. And I need to, and I love to experience life. I love to experience new things. So when I began to experiment with drugs, it was an unhealthy experience for me. And I got help for it, and I recovered. And one of the most important things is to make sure that I had not experienced any damages, any emotional damage, psychological damage, or physical damage to what was going on in my body. And it was all a very intense experience for me. And that's why for me and weight loss, one of the the things that I discovered during my weight loss journey is I'm gonna have to stop listening to other people and their stories, because the most common story is that a lot of people embark on weight loss journeys, and somehow they become disillusioned because they're not losing the fat. But I know that if you've been living a sedentary life and you have been obese for a long time, it is going to take you at least 6 to 7 months to experience any type of visible weight loss. That is because your body is sedentary, your mind is sedentary, and you get up and you exercise for like 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes consistently in a month, and you think that you've conquered everything. You haven't conquered anything. Not until you really witness people who take care of themselves, who live a healthy lifestyle, who are motivated without coaxing to get up and go to the gym and work out because it's fun and because it does what it's supposed to do. Those people who are incorporating holistic practices into their diet, like drinking teas and taking supplements and treating their skin and their hair to products and goods that will not compromise whatever the mechanism is. But yeah, I just wanted to upload that video because it is just on my mind to kind of inform you guys of where I am. But I'm gonna leave you with, it takes 30 days to break a bad habit, but it also takes 30 days to learn a new, more positive, more productive behavior, y'all. Peace.